Good day, YouTube. Today I'm going to talk about something that most people won't take the time to make a video, because who wants to listen to somebody talking about the Air Force dining facility, or DFAC, or some people call it a chow hall, even though other people here and there may get upset and say it's not a chow hall, it's a dining facility. That's what I'm going to talk about, give you some good information on the topic. When you go to basic training, if you haven't been through basic training, this may not apply to you, because eating in basic training is something that you're going to do or have already done, but it's not going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be stressful. You're going to have, I think it's 8 minutes to finish your meal. It's kind of like eat now, chew now, and then taste later. So that really doesn't apply. At BMT, you're also going to see these towers with cakes in there or pies. I never had the nerve to walk up there and actually get one, but my friend who was a former TI said that you're allowed to do that, that they're there. There's nothing that says you can't go up there, but most people, to include myself, aren't brave enough to go up there and start taking a piece of pie, especially when you have 8 minutes. If you're going through basic training, I would love to hear, or if you've already gone through basic training, if you actually did that or have a story about that, and if so, share it. When you get to tech school, you are going to actually enjoy the dining facility. I know I did, and I was married and still am, but I got to eat everything for free. In other words, at tech school, you get to go back for seconds if you want. You take your time. There's a salad bar, there's a hot plate area, and there's also a grill. To me, I really enjoy eating. I love to eat, and I actually am a big fan of dining facilities because I think it's good food. You're going to hear people that say, no, the food there is not good. That's their opinion. My opinion is I'm a fan of it. Once I got to my first base, I was enlisted. At the dining facility, I would be allowed to eat there at lunch or dinner or breakfast if I wanted to. For the most part, I wouldn't, with the exception of lunch sometimes. And I can tell you that the prices overall are very competitive, very good. And to me, I can't have a cheeseburger every single day at lunch. I need real food, especially since I'm not really a big breakfast person, even though now I do make it a habit of having some oatmeal and some fruits. So lunch and dinner are very important to me. Going back to the DFAC, lunch is a good price, and you have a variety of food. For me, it worked. Now, when you get to your first base, anytime you eat at the dining facility, you will have to pay for that unless you are on meal card. And I've talked to a lot of young individuals who are on meal card, and they say, I don't go there, it's not what I like. So the money, they don't get any money for food because they get a meal card. However, unfortunately, they don't use the dining facility or as much as they should. And if you are on meal card, I'm not saying don't go out there and go to another place and buy a lunch or a dinner. Do it. However, take advantage of the DFAC because you are on meal card. At least that's my input. And, you can save money that way. A story that I'll share with you is when I was a firefighter, airman, I had a counterpart, a friend of mine, who was also a senior airman, and he could not wait to leave the dorms and move off base and get his food allowance. But after a while, because he didn't manage his finances well, he was begging to have a meal card again because he was losing weight. Because his money, he would buy movies or rent movies or tobacco or whatever it was that he was buying, but he wasn't buying food like he was supposed to, and he wasn't eating right. So eventually, they put him back on meal card at his request, and that way he could start eating again. Now, when I commissioned as an officer, officers at most bases are not allowed to eat at the dining facility, and that's something that I miss. Now, there are exceptions. When I was TDY to Patrick Air Force Base, at the dining facility, that's open to everybody, civilians, military, enlisted, officers, contractors. However, and the food was really good as well, but the thing is, it was very pricey, in my opinion. So that's like what I would do when I was TDY there in an effort to try to save money, but eat well at the same time. I would look at the menu, look at the price, and make my decision based on how much I wanted to spend. Because it's a win-win as far as the food, in my opinion, as to what you can get. But the question I had is, how much do I want to spend? When you go TDY, Enlisted, in most cases, can have the option at eating at the dining facility. Officers, it's going to depend. Like I said, some bases do have allow officers there. Most don't. So if the answer is no, at least you'll get per diem, and that's food money for your day, every single day that you're TDY there. Let's say you're TDY somewhere for 2 months, 60 days, and your per diem is $30 a day times 60. That adds up to a lot of money, 1,800 if I'm not mistaken. It could be more, it could be less. Definitely find out what your per diem rate is when you go TDY, because you want to make sure that you have an allowance that you give yourself every day for your meals. You don't want to spend $20 a day and find out that your per diem allowance is $3.50. You're overspending. I'm here at Buckley Air Force Base and there is no dining facility. However, there's a place called the Panther Den or Panther's Den, and you can have breakfast or lunch there, but you have to pay for that as well. That's what I wanted to talk about, dining facility. Check it out if you can. To me, it's a great way to actually get a good meal at a good price whenever you're allowed to eat there. And the last thing that I want to say is retirees are sometimes allowed at dining facilities. It doesn't matter if they're enlisted or officer. Make sure you eat well and make the most of your career. Have a great day.